Peace, what's up? This is Drell with Quantum Light Consciousness. Today we're going to talk about astral projecting while awake in the third dimension, part 2. Okay, so in my last video I kind of went over like the detailed process on how to get through the veil. On this video I kind of want to go into detail on like the aspects of your higher selves and how you can use those aspects to kind of help you do that, and also continue doing it while still living a mundane, day-to-day life here in the third dimension on the planet Earth. Okay, so if you ever been like in a social situation, or like dealing with coworkers, or like whatever it is, say you're having a conversation with like someone, and then you like leave, and then you come back and a person had been triggered, and then they're just like totally just a completely different person in their attitude, in the way that they are expressing their emotions on their face, or the way that they're just speaking to everybody around them. Or maybe you've been in traffic and you're driving next to a car, everything's fine, and all of a sudden somebody gets in front of somebody, and then the person is just totally crazy. That's because each person on the planet Earth is more than one person. You have light aspects, and then you have shadow aspects, more egoic aspects. You have angelic versions, and then you have dark angelic versions, because every human is an angel. Literally, it's like a DNA. It's a higher genetic galactic family. ETs, angels, elementals, fairies, elves, you name it. It's all the same family. So these aspects have influence on everyday people in their everyday life, every single day that they exist, in their day-to-day life. So when you experience somebody just like freaking out, or when somebody's like totally like triggered for what seems to be like not that big of a deal, or maybe it is kind of like something that is like a legitimate, like I don't want to say legitimate trigger, but like a legitimate thing to get pissed off about, or to get upset over. A lot of times you have people who, multidimensional people who are connected to the soul of a specific person, and they share that body with that person. So all of a sudden that negative aspect will literally jump in front of the person already in the body and just start like just saying shit. The mouth is moving and the person thinks they're speaking it, but they're really just like being I don't want to say puppeted, but they're being utilized through their own personality filter, through their own belief system, based off of the intention of the negative being, who they also share their body with, who they're not aware of at all and may never be aware of. So this video is about those conscious people out there who care about astral projection while they're awake, who care about their soul, and who care about their awareness within their own energy field. Okay, so as you walk on your path, you're consistently creating your timeline. All right. In the last video, one of the last videos, I went over walking your timeline. It's basically the rainbow bridge, which is basically, if you ever heard of it, it's just a beam of light. You simultaneously exist in multiple dimensions at once, and you're able to breach dimension with every step that you take, every breath that you take. No pun intended to that song from the 80s. As you exist in your day-to-day life, you're constantly moving as a self-aware, self-evolving, self-perpetual, living, light, crystalline, multidimensional being. So when you get into your own toroidal force within your own energy field, you can breach through space and time itself, and you can basically guide your own consciousness from within, right in front of you. In my last video, I went over that basically connecting to your own consciousness and guiding your consciousness to breach the fourth dimensional veil illusion, again, which is literally artificial holographic censorship curtain that, kind of overlays the third dimension. So to go from there, okay, so you have your toroidal flame that you kind of focus on. You focus on it with all your chakras. It's moves in a spherical toroidal fashion, kind of like a spherical yin-yang pattern, okay? It moves, but to take it a step further, you want to bring a higher aspect who you can identify with on a heart level into your body, and then simultaneously have that aspect in front of you and guide you through your day-to-day life as you walk and breach the veil and become totally, completely multidimensional from the inside out, as kind of like, like a walking yogi or like a walking spiritual guide who understands their own biological system, who understands, the God, human, angel complex. Like, it's literally like you hear people saying like, oh, like God complex, but like the human energy field, like, it's literally been created in the image of Creator himself and herself. Like, literally, like, it's straight down from the mind of God. Like, you can say what you want. Like, people can say like, oh, like humans are they're just slaves, or oh, they're they'll never be able to exist on the levels of understanding because mainstream science doesn't even know this, or we just figured out that. Like, it goes way, way beyond any type of mainstream stuff. You really just have to get into your own center and research this type of stuff that people write books about on their own merit with their own spirit guides, and then you connect with your own intelligence, with your own guidance from spirit, and then you make your own progress as well. So that's where this is coming from. So you basically focus on the higher aspect of yourself that you want to embody, a light being. You want to be a light being, okay? You want to be a positive, higher aspect version of yourself. So basically, when I breach the veil, when I'm astral projecting, when I'm moving through the literal quantum field of space and time, just as the normal human existing in the third dimension, I focus on me, which is a high angelic, which in my last video I showed you, he's just a white sun. He's literally a white toroidal field. He's a white orb. So I focus on that white orb, and it makes things a lot easier. And basically, I could target my higher self, and I could bring him in. Okay, I could bring him in, or I could hold him, at my high heart, or I can control from my third eye. And in the last video, I showed the toroidal focus. You can literally spin your fractal field of your third eye counterclockwise, and then you can literally move your higher aspects. Okay, so you basically want to drive your own consciousness. Okay, astral projecting like this, walking around every day, is literally like driving on the highway 24/7. All right, it's literally like, you want to keep your constant focus walking on the path, of your life day to day, with you centered in your heart. So as you focus, you're centering yourself, your focus with what you have, your pure focus with your heart, okay? And then you can focus with your breath. But first, make sure you have your heart centered, breathing down, okay? And then you get into the heart breath, focus with your breath. So to do that, all right, it's simple. But first, you want to make sure that you have your space clear and there's nobody above you, okay? Because a lot of people have negative energy on them, and if there's anything, hanging off their feet, and you're doing this breath work, you could accidentally pull something in. All right, so make sure you're comfortable in your breath, in your even breath. All right, and you want to move further. All right, so basically, you focus on yourself, and you target yourself. You target your white orb with a breath. Okay, picture your breath as just like a vortex of air or a vortex of ether, and with that vortex of ether, you can target any type of being that you wish to, bring to you, or any type of location that you wish to go. But it's simple in the beginning. You just want to astral project with your higher self. So you target yourself and you exhale clockwise. All right. This is targeting yourself, your white orb. Right. You target your orb. Then at the end of that exhale, you breathe in counterclockwise. And what you're doing, you're bringing your aspect in. You're creating a literal conscious connection for your aspect to basically enter your vessel and be with you. And as you do that, you can simultaneously breach dimension. And as you do that, you're literally you eventually become that aspect as like a council, like a soul council within yourself. See my video on connecting with the soul council. But it's like you get like a higher evolved inner voice of yourself. So this is high level stuff. All right, if this is kind of just like a little too much, just kind of review some of my other videos. But if you're on the path and you're interested in doing stuff like this, then this should be really something that you should be interested in taking part in. So if you like this stuff, go ahead, like, share, subscribe. I also do sessions. I do healing sessions. I do coaching, and I have a course out. So check that out, quantumlight.net, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.